Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Akal. The top stories first. Senior leaders working to solve the conflict within the NCP meet with President to dismiss false rumors. Total cases of coronavirus reaches 15,784. Health Ministry dismisses infection from sewage theory. Government begins tunnel testing for Melamchi water supply project. Inauguration date to be announced soon. Ethnic unrest in Ethiopia kills 166. Protests sparked after the assassination of a local pop singer. And Liverpool chasing record number of points in the Premier League. Manchester City face shock defeat. And now the news in detail. The political turmoil ignited within the ruling Nepal Communist Party for the past few days came close to truce after yesterday. The latest progress came after chairperson duo of Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and Executive Chairman Puspa Kamal Dahal agreed to sit again for the next round of talks before the next Standing Committee meeting on Monday. Oli and Dahal met at Prime Minister's residence in Balwatari yesterday to resolve their conflict of interest. General Secretary Bishnu Paudel, Chief Minister of Province 5 Sankar Pokharel, Energy Minister Barsaman Pun and Standing Committee member Janardan Pokharel were also present during yesterday's meeting. Both the leaders have agreed to resolve the growing intra-party rift to strengthen the party unity, the attendees of the meeting informed. Meanwhile, top leaders of the rival factions within NCP held talks with President Bidya Devi Bhandari at Sheetal Niwas as the gap within the party continues to widen. Prime Minister Oli on Saturday had briefed his ministers that conspiracies were being strategized by the rival faction to oust the president from power. Senior leaders such as Puspa Kamal Dahal, Jhalanath Khanal and Madhav Kumar Nepal have reportedly dismissed Oli's claims as false rumors during the meeting with the president. The leaders have also requested the president not to endorse Prime Minister's wrong moves against the party. In the last 24 hours, 293 new cases of coronavirus have been diagnosed in the country. With that, the total number of cases has reached 15,784 according to the spokesperson at Health Ministry, Dr. Jageshwar Gautam. He further added that a further 132 people have returned home after completely recovering from the disease. The number of people who have completely recovered from the coronavirus has also climbed to 6,547.
आजको जम्मा 293 जना संक्रमित हुनुहुन्छ र हालसम्मको जम्मा संख्या 15,784 पुगेको छ.
Similarly, 32 people have lost their lives due to the coronavirus. At present, 9,203 people are being treated in isolation wards across the country, whereas 31,573 people are kept in quarantine facilities, informed Dr. Gautam. He also added that in the last 24 hours, 4,710 persons have been tested for the virus. On the issue of virus being found in the sewage water of the valley, Dr. Gautam confirmed the presence but refuted the argument that the virus could be contracted through the sewage water.
विगत 24 घण्टामा हाम्रो 25 वटा प्रयोगशालामा 4,710 जनाको पीसीआर विधिबाट नमुना परीक्षण भएका छन्. क्वारेन्टिनमा रहनुभएका व्यक्तिहरूको संख्या 31,573 रहेको छ. आइसोलेसनमा रहेका संक्रमित व्यक्तिहरूको संख्या 9,203 छ.
Dr. Gautam urged everyone to avoid unnecessary panic about the coronavirus being contracted through the sewage and instead directed everyone to maintain healthy hygiene to avoid infection altogether. Main opposition party, Nepali Congress, has said it will coerce the government to recommence the prorogued session of the federal parliament. NC has alleged Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli of abruptly ending the House session to shy away from the NCP's internal party conflict. President Vidya Devi Bhandari had prorogued the 6th session of the federal parliament on the recommendation of Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli to avoid NCP's internal rift that took a turn for the worse last week. NC's Central Committee meeting held yesterday decided to pressurize the government to restart the House session. Congress has been closely monitoring NCP's internal crisis, and that should not be the reason to prorogue something as important as House session, NC's Central Committee meeting concluded. NC President Sher Bahadur Deuba also met with Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, demanding him to recall the House session as many controversial bills are still under deliberation in the Parliament.
संसदमा चाहिँ भइरहेको कुराहरूको बारेमा उहाँले चर्चा गरेर चाहिँ विधेयकहरूलाई बढाउने सन्दर्भमा चाहिँ उहाँले आफ्नो धारणा राख्नुभयो प्रधानमन्त्रीले। प्रधानमन्त्रीले त्यो दिन चाहिँ कुनै सुइँकोसम्म पनि प्रतिपक्षी नेतालाई चाहिँ संसद अधिवेशन स्थगन गराउँदैछु भन्ने दिनु भएन। तपाईहरुलाई स्मरणै छ संसद अधिवेशन जुन दिन अन्त्य गरियो, अन्त्य गरिनुभन्दा अघिल्लो दिनको हो प्रधानमन्त्रीजी र प्रतिपक्षी नेताको भेटघाट। चाहिँ प्रतिपक्षी नेता प्रधानमन्त्रीले बोलाउँदै गर्दा संवाद गर्नुहुन्न भन्ने होइन, तर उहाँसँगको हाम्रो विमति आफ्नो ठाउँमा छ।
NC lawmakers lamented that House session were concluded after ministers of the ruling party felt they had no business in the parliament.
त्यो अवस्थामा त प्रमुख प्रतिपक्षको पनि दायित्व हो, त्यसलाई जुन एउटा विधिवत जुन आफ्नो एउटा यो सदनको जुन विधान छ त्यसको अनुसार चाहिँ नि हामीले कल गर्न सक्छौं, त्यसलाई लिखित रूपमा माग गर्न सक्छौं, त्यसमा हामी अघि बढ्छौं।
Ruling party has underestimated the importance of House sessions as discussions in the matters of public concern are pending, NC lawmakers opined.
वर्षीय अधिवेशन ल्याउनको लागि हामीले पहल गरेर पनि हुँदैन हैन। सरकारले भएको नियम संसदीय व्यवस्था र सर्वोच्चतालाई त मूल्य र मान्यतालाई त हनन गरेर यो संसद अधिवेशन अन्त्य भएको छ भने यसको लागि कसरी जाने के गर्ने भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ अन्य साना दलहरुसँग पनि छलफल गरेर नेपाली कांग्रेसले अगाडि जानुपर्छ।
Nepali Congress has accused the government of ending House session without finding solutions to crises such as coronavirus, locust attack, challenges to tackle flood and landslide, and bills relating to civil servants. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. Government has begun testing the quality of tunnels for supplying Melamchi's water to Kathmandu. The water has been released into the tunnels for the testing phase starting yesterday. Melamchi's water has been released into the tunnels through diversion created by a temporary dam, Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation informed yesterday in a press briefing. 260 liters of water per second has been released into the tunnel initially for the testing purpose, Chief of Melamchi Water Supply Project said. During the press meet, Minister for Water Supply Bina Magar reiterated the inauguration date for the Melamchi project will be decided at the earliest. 97% of the work has been completed, Mr. Khatri further informed. The 27-kilometer tunnel will deliver the water to the project's processing center in Sundarijal on the northeastern outskirts of Kathmandu. The project has estimated it could take approximately 15 to 20 days to release the water in the 27-kilometer of the tunnel. The tunnel will be kept static for 10 days after the water is fully released. It will take another 15 to 20 days to empty the tunnel again, the project leader informed. The government has decided to cancel the board exams for grade 11 students. The Curriculum Development Center informed of the decision to cancel the grade 11 exams this time around, citing the spread of coronavirus as the reason. The final decision on the students' grade will be made by the school, and the working procedure for the action will be prepared by the National Examinations Board. The board is preparing to make the final evaluations based on the students' performance in the internal exams all throughout the year. However, no decision has been made about the grade 12 examinations modality, and the Education Ministry has been insistent on conducting the exams in person when the situation becomes favorable. The government has already scrapped the SEE, with the final results being calculated based on the internal markings of the educational institutes. At present, the internal marks calculation and collection is being conducted for the final SEE results. The board is planning to publish the final SEE results by 30th July, when all the internal marks will be collected. The transport entrepreneurs have said there is no truth to the rumor that public vehicles will start their operation with immediate effect. The entrepreneurs have said that unless the 6-point demand submitted by them to the government is not addressed, the public transportation will not operate. Many online news portals and social media sites had been putting out news about the public transport being operational since Sunday. The transport entrepreneurs have been urging the government to come up with a clear plan to shut the mechanism altogether or help them survive. The local people who have had their hopes high because of the recent misinformation are now back to walking long distances. The Central Federation of Public Transport has confirmed that there's been no decision to reopen the public transport, as the government has already made the decision to extend the lockdown until July 22nd in the same modality. The Federation had proposed a 6-point demand to the government and has claimed that unless its demands are met, public transportation will not be operational even if the government asks it to. On the other hand, the Transport Management Department has said it is in constant dialogue with the government to allow the operation of public transport, but with health safety mechanisms in place, as the number of coronavirus cases in the country has been increasing. The confusion surrounding the operation of public transport is being attributed to government's failure to come up with a concrete working plan to run the transportation system with focus on health safety. And now the news from the economic front. The erstwhile branch manager of Dili Bazar branch of Nepal Bank Limited, Bhupraj Koirala, has been charged with corruption. Commission for Investigation of Abuse of Authority (CIAA) filed a case against Koirala on Sunday at the special court. The CIAA has claimed Koirala being involved in corruption of 5.4 million rupees. He has been accused of being involved in hacking bank's system and redirecting the interest generated from the bank's accounts to his personal account. The CIAA has registered the indictment against Koirala under those charges at the special court. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. Ethnic unrest in Ethiopia turned violent on Sunday, leaving at least 166 people dead following the slaying of Ethiopian singer Hashalu Hundessa. BBC has quoted Ethiopian police chief who confirmed the death of 145 civilians and 11 security personnel in the country's Oromia region. The 10 people have been killed in the capital Addis Ababa. Hashalu Hundessa, the popular singer-songwriter, had been gunned down to death on 29th of June last month. The singer was considered a voice for Ethiopia's largest ethnic group, Oromo. The motive for his death is yet unclear, although the singer had said he had been receiving death threats, BBC reported. Thousands of youngsters dressed in black T-shirts congregated each afternoon to commemorate the late singer's death, listening to Hashalu's music. The homemade shirts bearing the dead singer's portrait and the slogan "I am also Hashalu" are their way of honoring the man whose murder on Monday highlighted Ethiopia's slimmering ethnic tension. Al Jazeera reported. His songs focused on the rights of Oromo people and were popular as anthems in 2018 protests that led to the downfall of the country's prime minister in 2018. The second wave of coronavirus infection has surged in Arab states right after the curfews were lifted last month. Coronavirus has taken over United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, the largest economies from the Middle East, as curfews were fully lifted last month. Saudi Arabia's infections crossed 200,000 and UAE's 50,000 yesterday. Al Jazeera has cited a data from Johns Hopkins University tally showed worldwide cases have reached 11.23 million, while 6.04 million patients have recovered. The number of deaths worldwide hit more than 530,000. Meanwhile, officials in Spain's northwestern region of Galicia have reimposed restrictions on an area of 70,000 people following a COVID-19 outbreak, BBC reported. India has already reported 673,165 cases and confirmed 19,268 people have died due to COVID-19 as per the latest figures published by Johns Hopkins University. Disappointments continue after WHO yesterday announced discontinuing its trial of the malaria drug hydroxychloroquine and combination of HIV drug Iponavir-Ritonavir in hospitalized patients with COVID-19 after the medications failed to reduce the mortality rate. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Liverpool extended their home wins to 17 from 17 fixtures as the Reds moved to 89 points in the Premier League table. The Premier League champions of the 2019-20 season now need 12 points from their last 5 games to beat Manchester City's record of 100 points in a season. However, Liverpool's manager Jurgen Klopp says Liverpool cannot focus on breaking records but must instead focus on one game at a time. As well as breaking the record of the most points in a season, Liverpool can also match Sunderland's 128-year-old record of winning every home league game in a season. Liverpool beat relegation-ridden Aston Villa by 2-0 with Sadio Mane and Curtis Jones scoring a goal each. In other matches, Manchester City produced a bizarre result as they were defeated at home by Southampton by a solitary Che Adams goal. City, who lost their crown to Liverpool, defeated them emphatically by 4 goals last week, but their inconsistency throughout the season has proven their downfall. City have now lost 9 league games versus Liverpool, who have only lost 2 games all season. With 5 games to go, Manchester City have all but secured their second place in the Premier League and will now shift their attention to Champions League, which resumes next month. Sergio Ramos scored the only goal for a second consecutive game as Real Madrid beat Atletico Bilbao to move closer to the La Liga title. Ramos, who slammed home a second consecutive penalty in as many games, gave Real all 3 points yet again. He has scored 5 goals in 7 matches since the restart. Defending champions Barcelona took the gap back to 4 points when they beat Villarreal 4-1 on Sunday night. Luis Suarez, Antoine Griezmann and Ansu Fati all scored for the Catalan club as they continue to put pressure on Madrid, but with only 4 games to go, the title is for Madrid to lose. After 34 games, Real are on top of the table with 77 points, while Barcelona are on 73 points. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Senior leaders working to solve conflict within the NCP meet with President to dismiss false rumors. Total cases of coronavirus reaches 15,784. Health Ministry dismisses infection from sewage theory. Government begins tunnel testing for Melamchi water supply project. Inauguration date to be announced soon. Ethnic unrest in Ethiopia kills 166. Protest sparked after the assassination of a local pop singer. And Liverpool chasing record number of points in the Premier League. Manchester City face shock defeat. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. We urge all our viewers to follow healthy, hygienic practices to keep safe from any infection. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.